Today's video is sponsored by Squarespace. If you need a website, go to squarespace.com/𝐸𝐵𝐚𝐻.
I don't know if you can hear that. That is very heavy hailstone. So I don't think I'll be going out and shooting this morning. Oh. Well, welcome to another video, everybody. Today we drive north. Maybe we could find a barbershop as well, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
So if you're new to the channel or haven't been following along with my recent videos, I'm currently on a photography road trip in the UK in my self-converted Mitsubishi Delica. Yes, very fancy. If you're interested in this van, by the way, I will link to a playlist in the description below called My Van, and it has the build videos, it's got me purchasing the van, it's got any adventures that are van related, so definitely go and check that out. But for now I need to finish my morning chores, start the engine, warm her up, and drive north towards Wales. So we say goodbye to Somerset and we say hello to the destination of...
We are currently, if you could just see there's that huge river. That's the River Severn, the Bristol Channel. On the other side of that river is Wales. Okay, this will give you a better idea. Excuse the smashed screen, not only can I not get a haircut, I can't get my phone repaired. But you can see that little cross there with a circle, that's where we are. We've got to go all the way around the Bristol Channel, and where those crosshairs are, that is where we're going. So a bit of a drive, but that essentially is there. So, excuse the sudden jump from driving B-roll to the top of a mountain, but we have arrived in the Brecon Beacons in South Wales, and it is absolutely glorious, let me tell you. Now, I've never been to the Brecon Beacons before, I don't know anything about it, but what I do know is there is a beautiful mountain here called Pen y Fan. It's the highest mountain in southern Wales, so I believe, and I thought, well, do you know what, I'm only here for maybe 18 hours at tops, you know, I don't have much time here, so let's do a hike up Pen y Fan and shoot sunrise. Now, when I'm shooting a sunrise location for the first time, especially one that involves quite a long hike, I like to know what I'm dealing with. So I've come up to the car park and I thought I'll go for a quick hike. I wasn't going to film it, I just left all my gear behind, but I did take the XT4, which we're filming on now. Oh, I was blown away. As I hiked up Pen y Fan, there were compositions everywhere, views everywhere, and it was just glorious. And I got a ton of images that I'm really happy with. But there was one in particular that I wanted to reshoot at sunset, not sunrise. And whilst I was up there, I'm looking at all the compositions and looking at the views and getting a lay of the land. And it occurred to me that this isn't a sunrise location. This is a sunset location based on where the sun is going to set tonight versus where it's going to rise tomorrow morning versus all of the views that I found appealing. So I'm going back up tonight. I wasn't going to, but that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to pack my bag, grab my camera, we're going to go back up with the idea of reshooting this frame, more or less, but at sunset, and I'm hoping gaps in the cloud will appear and we might get glorious light on that triangular peak. That's what I'm kind of hoping for. But where the sun sets, the light might be blocked by Pen y Fan, which is the big mountain. That triangular mountain is 𝐕𝐴𝐵, and I hiked all the way over and stood on the top of that peak, which is 𝐕𝐴𝐵. So I've been out for a couple of hours, I'm knackered, and I've got to go back. Oh, but yeah, anyway, so we're doing that sunset, not sunrise. Check this out as well. Really cool. Best gadget ever for a little van. You can have a drink and you can wash your shoes. There we go. All right, let's go hiking.
All alone again tonight.
So, I'm on the main tourist track up to Pen y Fan, and I tell you what, as far as maintained trails go, this is perfect. It's such an easy hike, it's such a pleasure. Nice footpath all the way, no messing around. Now when I wasn't carrying all my camera gear 2 hours ago, I got from the car park to the summit in probably less than an hour, about 50 minutes, 55 minutes. I'm taking it much slower now as I'm hauling a lot of gear. But yeah, this path's beautiful. You can't go wrong basically. It's the main path and it's very, yeah, it's great. Okay, so we're almost sort of getting towards the summit now. The mountain I want to photograph is over that way. It's over there. You can't see it. And the reason I'm feeling quite optimistic right now is because the sun is going to set about there. And as you can see, well, I'm not sure you can or not because it's quite bright, but there's no clouds. So the sun should give us direct light onto my mountain. That's what I want. That's the shot I'm after. That's why I'm going up for a second time today. And as well, all this cloud here, this might catch that burning red, and that might then reflect onto the mountain after sunset. That would be very good, very nice. So, yep, almost there. So for the remainder of this on location section of the video, I'll be speaking very quietly because sound is carrying really far. There's no wind and I can hear people whispering who are like a mile away. So when I'm talking to the camera, I don't want people knowing I'm here talking to the camera. If you're new to the channel, I can't do this when there's people around, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to come here at sunset and not, sunrise and not sunset. There's no people at sunrise. Sunset is busy. And reason number 2 why I'm whispering is because the shot that I've come all the way up here for is over there, and this, where I'm stood now, is the perfect spot, and I'll explain why. But it just so happens to be the crossroad of like 5 paths, 4 paths. So there's going to be many people walking by in the next 2 hours. I don't like getting caught off guard by people. Nothing worse. Nothing worse. Anyway. Starting to hailstone a little bit, so I might get my jacket on. So I arrived quite early, like 2 hours before I expect any kind of light, and I just didn't fancy hanging around on that crossroad between 4 paths for 2 hours. So I come for a bit of walk and I found a nice seat. I was sat here chilling out, and I've noticed a few miles away there's some reservoirs, a couple of lakes. And I'm looking at them and I'm thinking that looks like a good park up. So I've had a quick look on the old Google Maps, and there is a road that goes along down by those reservoirs. So that's where we're going to try and stay tonight. And from here, it looks like there's a ton of potential for some sunrise photography. Freezing. The wind has picked up quite a lot and the temperature's really dropped well below 0 now, so it's changed. I'm not getting the light that I hoped for. I think I misjudged it. I was hoping the north face of the mountain would have light on it. The north face is the black triangular bit, but no, there's no direct light on that. There's this kind of awkward splash of light. I have taken a shot and it looks okay, and you can see it now on screen. But it's not what I was hoping for. But hope is not lost. I'm going to have some dinner, and then we're going to wait until the sun sets and see if we get a nice warm glow
over the entire scene, because I do love the composition. And yeah, I'm really hoping we can improve on the shot where I walked up on a jolly with no bag, handheld XT4, point, shoot, get walking. We need to beat that, because we've come to all this effort. We've got the tripod, the GFX. We need to prove that gear, tripods and effort does matter. Oh well, we'll see. Let's have some food. So the wind is causing problems. Not only is it absolutely freezing, but it's giving me massive vibrations on my tripod when I was at full height, and I couldn't get a sharp image. I actually thought I wasn't going to be able to get a shot at all. So I've dropped the tripod to... Oh no! Oh man, look at this! Oh, disaster! I look like I've thrown up on myself. I was keeping my meal inside my jacket. It takes 15 minutes to cook, so keeping it warm, but I felt it's squashed it and it's gone everywhere. Oh man, that's ruined it. Ruined the scene. Right, where was I? Oh man. Right, yeah, I was getting a lot of wind shake, so I dropped my tripod to half height, and now it's as solid as a rock. Now, I'm not going to lie, I was worried we weren't going to get a shot, but the light right now is beautiful. We've got lovely magenta pastel pinks and blues in the distant and on the distant hills, but the main subject is in shadow, so we've got depth and contrast, and it works really well. So I'm shooting this at f11 at 1/4 of a second. It's probably the most I dare get away with in this wind, and I'm just focusing on the footpath that goes up the main subject. So I'm focusing on the main subject basically. 2-second timer. And that looks great. I mean, on the back of the screen, it looks great. I'm happy. I didn't think we were going to get a shot this evening. I thought the light wasn't going to work in our favour, but it has. Now we're going to wait, watch the light develop, maybe try and clean up a bit. And like that, the light has gone. So about 2 minutes ago I took a photograph, went for 16:9 composition actually. The way the light was falling on the hills, it worked really well. Very similar composition, but 16:9, beautiful light. And then I got attacked by a dog who could smell all of the food on my trousers, and she was all over me. Then I had a chat with the owner for a bit, and then the light's gone. So yeah. Spicy pork noodle, not as good as the beef and pearl barley, and difficult to eat with a spoon. But other than that, fantastic. Anyway, we're done. Light's gone. So I'll pop that last 16:9 composition up. I'm really happy I got what I came for. So now I can go back to the van happy, drive to that reservoir, find a park up, and hopefully get a misty sunrise. Won't happen though. No chance.
Well, good morning everybody. Now this morning looks great for photography, it really does. We've got lovely still conditions and it looks like we're going to get a bit of colour in the sky, but the problem is I haven't got a clue where I am. So there's a footpath that just goes off down there past the van, so I'm going to walk down that footpath which should take me to the reservoir and we'll see if we can get a shot. I'm not sure, I haven't got too many expectations. So it's an absolutely glorious morning here, not a breath of wind, and we've got the first rays from the sunrise just catching the hilltops. You can see it over my shoulder there, and if we actually look at the hills and the mountains where I was stood last night, they're catching the light too. I haven't found a composition yet. I'm just kind of wandering around taking it all in. I think if I try and shoot this light, I think what will happen is I'll rush around, I'll frantically just try and shoot anything, and ultimately I'll be disappointed with my photograph. I've learned enough not to do that now, so just enjoy it and hope to stumble upon a composition in the next 5 minutes. But yeah, it's just nice being out, to be honest. So I've walked the entire length of this reservoir and beyond into the woods and struggled to really find any kind of shot or composition. I did walk past this scene and thought it was quite nice, but obviously kept going to see what else I could see, which was nothing. This is a nice shot, lots of layers and lots of interest, but this composition that I'm shooting now really is just a token image, a token memory of my beautiful time here in the Brecon Beacons. But this shot, this scene, half an hour ago when we had that beautiful light on the hills, this is where I needed to be. But of course I didn't know that because I've not explored the area, so if I ever come back, well, I'll know exactly where I need to be. So, yeah, that's it. I'm pretty much going to end the video here. This image, it's nice, you know, it's got a certain earthy quality to it, which I like, but really, I don't know, it's not as good as it could have been. So what I'll do is I'll take this image and I'll stick it up at the end of the video. But for now, I'm going to bid you farewell. Next week's video, I'm hoping it's going to be from the Lake District. It's been about 6 months since I've been to the Lake District, which is mental. You know, for obvious reasons, I've not been. But the plan, the next leg of the journey, is to drive from here to the lakes. It's going to be a long slog, so I want to get on the road, so I'll get this done and get gone. And yeah, looking forward to it, the final leg of my mini road trip. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. If you don't know who Squarespace are, they're an all-in-one website building platform. So if you need a website, you can use Squarespace, register a domain, you can get a nice looking site, a blog, a shop, gallery, whatever you want. So rather than using a complicated coding system, is it a system? I don't know. Just go to squarespace.com/𝐒𝐻𝑒aton and give it a free try. And if you like a free try, use the offer code 𝐒aton for 10% off your first purchase. So there we go, guys. I will see you all next week. Hopefully, please, please come back.